Phil Fanu, and a second-year PhD student at the Department of Political Science here at McMaster.
My name is Nathan Andrews. I am an associate professor in political science here at McMaster University.
My thesis is directly related to the project that I'm working with my supervisor under this Data Champion training, which is also on meaningful stakeholders engagement, also in mining mineral-rich communities.
The goal is really to assess consultation that is being done by corporations, mining, oil and gas corporations in local spaces, and how meaningful the processes that inform the meaningfulness of these sort of consultation practices on the ground.
But here, this project is going to do a comparative study of the North and the South. And when I say North, I'm referring to developed countries, and then the South refers to developing countries. So with respect to the North, the countries that we are focusing on will be Canada and then Norway. And the countries in the South will be Ghana and then Chile. Yeah, Ghana is still at the level that development is not, can be classified as transition and can also be classified as developed when it comes to mineral extraction. So they are still at the very basic level. But Chile case is like a transition case. The mining activities in Chile are more transition towards more advanced level. My current dissertation, PhD dissertation, is just a component contributing to one of the objectives. I'm contributing to the gender aspect. So my findings, when I go out there to collect my data for my dissertation, the finding of my dissertation will speak to the gender aspect. Literature review, where we have documents that are not accessible to us, we have to try to procure them from the companies or wherever that we need them. So in this case, we'll be talking about government policy documents and then the company policy documents. So we'll need to have a way to access those documents. And that is the reason why we have collaborators on the ground. But most of the documents that we'll actually need are already out there, and then they are not restricted. So we use the conventional way of searching documents like through the Google search, Google Scholar search, and then going to the company's website to get those documents. I know it's been used in other fields, but we are trying to use photo elicitation as a methodology and then photo voice as a methodology to targeting the mining community members to get the information on how they really feel about mining community engagement. There's going to be a standard of procedures that we have to follow in the pre-field activities and then even with the field activities. So the first objective, which I've just explained, is considered as the pre-field. So whatever that myself and then my supervisor is going to do in Ghana with respect to getting informants, recruiting, and then doing pilot studies and all those stuff have to be repeated in these other three areas, Norway, Chile, and then Canada as well. As we are on field doing our activities, we'll be in touch with Professor Mark Studert in Canada and then Norway project with the collaborators in the area, and then also Dr. Paul Halams in Chile. We'll go back before we do the final publication. We'll go back to the field, present the information to the pre-analyzed data to the community members where we get this information and the mining companies. Then we'll get, if they have an update to add to what we already, the finding that we already got, before we then do the final analysis and then present publication. So the goal is, that is the objective number 2. We'll produce a resource community engagement toolkit that will serve as a guide for mining companies to continuously engage meaningfully with communities that they operate. To get information from them and then use the information to analyze and then present to them, okay, based on the information you're giving to us, and then based on our analysis, this is what you're supposed to do with your engagement with these mining companies in your community if you stand to benefit from their operations. Yeah, and that will be what we call the meaningful engagements. I was actually overwhelmed when my prof told me that I'll be going to collect the data. And this would have been like my second time of doing field work. But then I was like, okay, me going to Ghana to join a PI, a collaborator to collect the data. This is a big project. Okay, how am I going to manage this data? How am I going to ensure that there are not going to be some kind of ethical issues? There are not going to be some kind of data security issues. Like, I was at a point frightened, but like when I got that email that, okay, our project has been selected by Spark for Data Champion, I said, okay, well, prayer answered.